Hey, welcome back. It is dark out. I am just leaving work. Had the appraisal today for our house, for our refinance, and that went pretty well. I don't know the results yet. I'll know in a few days. But yeah, I'm on my way home and just going to share my thoughts again like I did yesterday. Today, what am I thinking about? I am thinking about how important it is to be financially educated. And a lot of thoughts roaming around in my head about this because I thought that I was pretty good. I mean, I was above a lot of people in that I know how financial systems work for the most part. I know a little bit about business finance. I know about budgeting, and I work on a budget every single week so that we're living, not living beyond our means. And I thought, that's doing pretty good. Oh, hang on just a second. There's a ambulance going by. Okay. Ooh, I look good in red. Anyway, I thought I was doing above the cut because I understood some of the systems of finance. Not a lot, but a little. And I realized really recently that I know nothing, or I have known nothing. And I get a little fired up about it because I feel like this is what should be taught in schools. Useless information that's going to do us no good should not be taught in schools. But this is important information. And I see on Instagram those things that say, what's a conspiracy theory that you totally buy into? And the fact that the government pushes the education system to make better workers of us, that is a conspiracy theory I could totally buy into, because you don't learn this stuff, so you can't learn how to manipulate the system. You don't even think about it. You're pushed into a working society that just makes a better worker out of you. You get praised for doing hard work, and you get rewarded with more hard work to take up more of your time. But that's a whole other video. Financial education is super, super important. And I want to talk today about how I am learning about the financial world as a whole, how I'm better learning about the financial world as a whole, a very simplified way of how it works, and what I'm doing to correct my ways, and what our family's doing to take us from I don't even say poor mindset, because we're not poor by any means. We're doing just fine, but we're not wealthy. We still live paycheck to paycheck. Anyway, how am I learning about this stuff? Oh, I am learning via YouTube. Second largest search engine on the web. And I happened to stumble across it while I was researching some refinancing things, and now I'm like neck deep in the Federal Reserve and all those government things that don't make sense to the average person. I am neck deep in learning about all of it. And does it all make sense? Absolutely not. But is it starting to make more and more sense the more that I listen to these people talk? Yeah, sure does. And I hate these people in front of me. They're trying to turn, except their turn signal's been on for 3 blocks. There we go. There they go, finally. Anyway, I'm learning via YouTube right now. I have plans to learn in better ways. I'm also learning via, mentors, which I guess you could say the people who put out the YouTube videos are the mentors. But I'm also getting connected with people in my area that know finance, know business, know the markets that I want to get into. And I'm learning that way, slowly but surely. And this is the very beginning stages, so it's not like I'm neck deep in any of this yet, but that's what I'm doing to learn right now. Maybe in the future I'll buy some courses or something like that when I have time to complete something like that, but right now I don't. So, I said I would show you a simplified, I'm just going to tell you a simplified method of how money systems work right now in the United States. So our money is basically paper. There's a theory by Robert Kiyosaki, who is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that our money, because it is no longer backed by something tangible, it is just paper, and the only value that it has is the value that we and our faith, the American people's faith, puts in it. It's money because the government says it's money. And it's money because we use it to spend. I think that's fair, it's not backed by anything. It's not anything tangible. But I also think that your money is in the value of the things that you own, the things that are tangible. And I think that's a fair definition as well. And those two things aren't exclusive. You can have both of those things. Obviously, if you own a home, that thing has value attached to it in the amount of a dollar value attached to it. So that's money. Where do I go next? Let's go with what people do to earn money. Many people, the majority of people, I would say, and they go to a job to earn money, or they do a job to earn money. And that's, they actively work to create a value of so many dollars per hour or so many dollars per year if you're salaried. Other people, again, not exclusive to one another, another way to make money, I should say, is to purchase things that go up in value. So you can take your money that you've earned from your job, purchase something of value, and wait to see if it goes up in value. And when it does, if it does, you've earned money. I talked yesterday about our house and how it has gone up in value to the point where I can now pay off over $25,000 in debt with the equity in our home by doing a refinance. Check out that video if you want to know more. But that is an example, a great example of something that goes up in value or has gone up in value. There's more risk associated with that. Jobs are safe. Assets are not predictable, 100% predictable. Okay, so that's how people earn money. You can also, I guess, earn money by having it gifted to you from another person or an individual, or, a trust or something like that. Or winning the lottery. Yeah, you could also say that that's a form of earning money, how you get money. Now, how do people spend money? Well, if you like me, your paycheck comes in and you subtract what it costs to pay your mortgage. And I'm sorry about the light. It's really, really dark. Maybe you can turn on the light. Hang on. There we go. You can subtract, you take the amount of money you earn each week. And I do this budget weekly. This is exactly how I do my budget. I take the amount of money from my paycheck or my husband's paycheck. We get paid on alternate weeks. And every Friday, when we get paid, I put the amount that is in our bank account minus the amount that we've earned for the week, minus the amount of our mortgage divided by 4, because there's 4 weeks, give or take, in each month. There's always 4 weeks. Sometimes there's 5, but I'm getting off topic. So the amount that I earned this week, my take-home pay, that was deposited into my bank account, minus the weekly amount I need to put back for our mortgage so that it's there when the mortgage comes out. the weekly amount for our utilities, the weekly amount for our internet, for our gas, all of our expenses that are divided by 4 weeks of the month. And what's left over is, left over. We can do with it whatever we want. And that's how we've lived since 2016, where we got out of some pressing financial situations. That was really the first year we started budgeting our money and doing decent in that department. So we went from living above our means to living below our means. Now, what have we been doing with that extra? Well, we've got a family, we've had babies, we've bought a house, we've, we go out to eat, we've been busy, and we just spend it on things that you spend it on. Clothes, food, toys for the kids, Christmas, we budget for vacations, and all of that stuff. So, I'd say that's pretty average, right? Normal people spend money on vacations and clothes and cars when you upgrade, or you upgrade to a bigger house, stuff like that. That's normal expenses. But then there's, and this is what I'm learning about, then there's the people who spend their money at the, what's left over on assets. And again, assets are those things that you buy, either businesses that you buy in the form of stocks, or homes that you buy in the form of real estate rental properties or something like that. And assets are those tangible things that earn you money. So, like I said, I'm learning about the types of people who spend their money on assets, which then in turn pays them. So they've earned $100, let's say. If you earn $100 at the end of, all of your expenses are taken out, then you put that $100, and let's just say you could buy a house with $100. You buy that house for $100. Well, now you just got an empty house sitting around. So you get a tenant, and your tenant pays you $10 a month to live there. So now you've paid $100 for the house. You own the house, which is worth $100. And now somebody's paying you for the use of that house $10 a month. So your money is making you money. I love it. I love that. And that is what I'm getting towards right now. That's what I want to become, is somebody who spends money that makes them money. Because guess what you don't have to do for that $10 a month? You didn't do any work for it. And what is the one thing that you can never get more of, that everybody always needs more of? It's time. I mean, you can earn more money if you were thinking money, but it's time. There's only 24 hours in a day. Rich, poor, fat, thin, no matter who you are, there's 24 hours in a day, and you can't get more of that no matter how hard you try. So if I can do something to earn money without spending any of my hours, to me, that's where I want to be. So, that's kind of how the money system works, and the mindsets behind spending, and where we are as a family. Now, what's my plan? So whereas for the last 5 years, we've been taking that extra money at the end of the month and spending it on wants and needs for our growing family, now our main priority is getting Chris a food truck business started. So now we're shifting our thinking in that we are taking money that we used to spend on things that don't make us money, and we're putting it into something, the food truck business, the business, that will make us money. Because once he gets this started, we're going to be able to see the benefits of his income going up. When it gets to be profitable. We're realistic about that. but it's a good investment. We're investing. We're starting to buy something that is going to make us money versus something that's going to take our money. So that's one way, and that's our top priority right now, is to get his business started. The second way, and this is like my side pet project that Chris isn't worrying about right now because he's worried about the business and getting that going. The second way I want to start investing is to get into rental real estate, because I enjoy it. I know some of the business from when I worked at property management companies, or a property management company. And I just think it's a cool tool that you can use, and a neat market, and something that is worth studying, and something that is beneficial to invest in. And the reason I say rental markets versus like stocks or something else is that I like the idea of the cash flow that it can give you. Stocks give you cash flow. Yes, quarterly you do get dividend stocks. If you buy dividend stocks, you get cash flow. But they don't give you a ton of cash flow. I mean, what I mean to say is if you do it right, you can get more cash flow out of rental real estate. And that's where I want to be. And I think I like the market, so I think that my personality would be okay to deal with this. That I have the right kind of mindset going into this. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach. We want to invest the money that we have now into a business, which will in turn make us more money. Then we also want to find a way to get into rental real estate, which will then create cash flow, which we can in turn buy other things with. It's just a cool cycle that a lot of people don't know about and don't think about, and they're just, you know, worried about how they're going to get that next 40 hours in, because, and I know because we're there too, how you're going to get money to pay the bills, and you work hard and you get the overtime and you do what you got to do to pay the bills. And I get that 100%, 1000% even get that, because we do that every single day. But just so you know, there's another way of thinking out there that you're not being taught in school, probably not being taught by your parents if you grew up in a middle-class family, because they weren't taught it either. So just something to think about. Do your own research, get your own advice, get your own mentors, and think about the way that you earn money and that you spend money right now. And think about if it's benefiting you or not. Because if you're like me, you're just sick and tired of working so hard all of the time and not having anything to show for it. That it's hard to move up in your job position and make enough money for that you think you deserve for the time that you've put into education and the time that you've put into job searches and all of that, and the time and effort that you spend doing your job. So if you're feeling like that, it's worth a research. Just take me on that. And that's what I'm thinking about today. I'll come back at you with something else tomorrow. See you later.